Hey Barberton, this is Mayor William Judge coming with our question and answer session. This is for actually last week's questions that came in. Just getting to the video today. Was out of the office last week in some important meetings, so I'm doing the video today. Now the first question talks about cars or RVs or trailers that are in someone's driveway. And specifically cars that sit in the driveway that has not moved in a number of years. Please call the building department, or you can call my office, and we can go out and talk to the homeowner and make sure that the cars are operational, that they are licensed, and that they can be moved. So it's kind of a case-by-case basis. You want to make sure that that car that's parked in the driveway is operable and it is licensed. So please call my office, 330-848-6719, or email me or contact the building department, and we can come out and take a look at those. The next question talks about stray animals in town. Barberton does not have an animal control officer. Probably 20-25 years ago there was a animal control officer specific for Barberton. Have not had one in a number of years. For about 20-25 years, and really most communities do not have an animal control officer. We work with Summit County, who provides that service here in Barberton and throughout most of Summit County. I believe there's only one other city that has their own animal control officer, and that's the city of Akron. But if you have a stray, please contact my office or contact the Summit County animal control officers, and they can come out. There's also a lot of other organizations that are nonprofits that also take in animals. Some nonprofits take in only cats and some only dogs. So we get a lot of different calls for different types of animals. So please contact my office, and if we can't help you directly, we can always steer you in the right direction and help you with the resources that are out there. The next question talks about why doesn't Barberton buy road resurfacing equipment so we can do our own resurfacing of roads throughout the town? The city does have some older pieces of equipment that are made to resurface roads. Unfortunately, the technology has changed so much that our equipment is not made for resurfacing roads, but more in terms of resurfacing parking lots or less traveled alleyways. The equipment they have today is very, very expensive, and you need a lot more manpower to run that equipment. The Issue 8 money that comes in that voters passed back in 2013, that was earmarked by law and approved by the voters for road resurfacing only, not for purchasing equipment, but for road resurfacing only. So that's why we bid that out. And that allows our employees to do other jobs that are very important to the continued operation of the city. So this includes a number of things throughout our street department, our storm sewers, our inlets, taking care of our parks, taking care of our water and sewer lines. So there's a lot of work that's going on in town, and it takes our employees all that to get those things done. So this is one thing that we can do and bid out, but internally our employees are very busy and reacting to some of the issues that we have throughout the city here. Kind of getting back to animal control, question about coyotes. A resident had seen a coyote in town, and so what was the city's stance on coyotes? Definitely do not approach a coyote or any other kind of wild animal that you see. Please contact the police department or my office, or contact Summit County Animal Control. We can get the resources out there to take care of those types of wild animals. We do see coyotes and deer and a lot of other different types of animals in parts of the city where we've never seen them before. Now, a lot of this is because of their wooded area. Their home is being turned into new homes or being turned into industrial areas or commercial areas, so they're really losing that wooded area. So they go where the food source is. And so we've seen them in parts of town where we've never seen them before. And we want to make sure that everyone stays safe. So please contact us, and we can get you pointed in the right direction, and we can help out as much as possible. Next question, Akron, City of Akron has a mow to own for vacant lots. Why can't Barberton do this? So we actually looked at this a number of years ago, working with Akron, and this is something that we are revisiting right now. We have a number of lots that we've acquired because homes have been torn down or different situations. So we want to make sure that we're not maintaining those. We don't want to own them. We want to get them into the hands of responsible residents who are going to maintain them and make good use of them. So we're actually exploring this again currently, and hopefully we can approach council and get something established. Next question is, why the sale of College Park in Barberton? If you've been keeping up with City Council, there's been a request to go to the voters and sell 3 parks. Harder Park on the north end, College Park on the south side, and Conrad Park on the west side. So this comes up to City Council for a 3rd reading in 1 week. So we are looking at what City Council will do. If they approve this measure, it'll then be on the November ballot, and all voters in Barberton will have an opportunity to vote on the sale of those parks. I'm not in favor of selling the parks. I would like to put a plan together and look at this and work with the residents to see what's the best use of our parks. If you're from Barberton, you know that parks were a staple in everyone's life growing up. We did not have the electronics that kids have today, but we want to make sure that the parks are being utilized by not just kids, but by everybody in the community. We have some great parkland. We want to make sure that's being utilized, and we want to make sure that the parks are brought up to standard so that everyone can have an opportunity to make use of them. So stay tuned with the vote at City Council to see how the sale of those 3 parks goes when it comes up for a vote next week. Next question is, if homeowners have a problem with water pressure or something along that nature, is the city responsible to cover up the water meter? Who's responsible for the water line? The law says that the homeowner is responsible to the main line. So if the main line is on your side of the street, you're responsible from your home to the main line. If it's on the other side of the street, you're responsible to the main there. If you are having low water pressure, or you smell, your water smells funny or maybe is discolored, please contact us. There may be a water break in the area that we know about. There may be one in the area that we're not aware of. So we can get out there and fix it as soon as possible. We can also test your water. We want to make sure that you're getting clean, safe drinking water. And if you have a question or there's a funny smell or a funny taste, please contact us. We can come out and take some samples and we can test that water. I appreciate all your questions. The last thing I'll say is that this Friday at the concert at Lake Anna, we have Jam the RV, collecting school supplies for students and also supplies for our teachers here in Barberton. I'm also collecting canned goods and non-perishables. We have Christmas in July where we collect non-perishables for Salvation Army in Backham. The need is so great, we're going to start a few weeks early, so we are collecting those as well. Lastly, we have a number of projects going on, road resurfacing projects. I want to make you aware of. Some are just starting and some are kind of in the middle or towards completion. First Street parking lot downtown that is being renovated and incorporating some stormwater mitigation efforts. You may have seen some videos that we've done on that or some pictures online. So that's continuing. East Houston is receiving new storm inlets, so that's continuing and close to completion. 4th Street downtown is a resurfacing project that is continuing. It's been milled, a base coat has been put on. Now the contractor is putting in the ADA ramps, and then they'll put a top coat on. And then finally, that's going on right now is the intersection of Worcester Road North and West State Street. You may have seen the detour signs, you may have seen the orange barrels and the rest of the signage going up. This is going to be a total reconstruction project. We were able to secure federal funding for this project and 4th Street about 5 or 6 years ago. So therefore, the taxpayers are not paying that percentage of the project. It's a very in-depth project, very project that's going to cost a lot of money, and we're going to replace a water line, and we're going to replace all that concrete there with asphalt. So it's going to be a very in-depth project. Again, the federal government, we received a grant for about 80% of the cost, approximately. But that'll be kicking off here in the next couple days. So please be aware of these projects and of detours. Please drive slowly and carefully, and check back with us. We'll have another video coming up this Friday. Thanks.